How did it get to be so corrupted? That was the question. Well, shit. Well, anyway, kids, it's Friday, June 26th, and I'm back on my bullshit. As you see, it's now been 5 weeks since my recycling's been picked up. I called the mayor's office and I spoke to his secretary and asked that it get taken care of. I called Rumpke's dispatch, asked them to take care of it. Well, here we go. I got other things to take care of too. I got some paperwork issues with the state unemployment office. I got to turn in some paperwork, and they sent me a letter saying they couldn't figure out if I was who I said I was when I filed for a claim. Now, I am not unemployed, I'm underemployed. We've had low production or low earnings weeks at work because, well, the economy is so hot. But it was an easy fix. This one was. Just had to jump through some hoops. So anyway, my friend stopped me at work and he started off the conversation by saying, "Your videos are blowing up and even my mother-in-law is watching you." He and I have had several conversations about being frustrated with our city government, and he's not accusing anybody of walking out with bags full of cash. He's more worried about how the system has gotten so out of hand. We might want to clean this before the 4th of July celebration down here next weekend. But I tried to answer him in the best way that I could on bringing it back to where we work. We work for a manufacturer here in the Mid-Ohio Valley that's worldwide. But things have changed recently, and one of the things that's kind of fallen by the wayside just a little bit, not bad, is some of the training that used to be offered on a regular basis. And I kind of tried to tie it to fire drills. We do fire drills on a set schedule so that we refresh our employees on what they need to do in the event of an emergency, as well as comply with standards. Those standards that we comply with are part of ISO certifications, and we do them so that we achieve a higher level of preparedness. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Where you guys work, when was the last time you guys had an organized fire drill to make sure that your employees could get yourselves, your customers, and everyone else out of the building safely? This is Parkersburg's monument to the victims of September 11th, 2001. We had a local resident who perished that day, and those events are memorialized. But there are some stories out of there that we forget to tell. I remember every minute of that day, and I'll never forget it, and I will spare you the geopolitical events that led to that. But in the months and years afterwards, I learned about people who were there that day and the sacrifices that they made. Rick Riscola was a British-American soldier who had taken a job as a manager at Morgan Stanley in the South Tower. And one of the things that he had done when he arrived is he learned that there was no evacuation plan and they hadn't been doing fire drills. Rick's plan is credited with saving thousands of lives that day because he had insisted that this plan be developed, put into place, and practiced. Wells Crowther's another name that you should know. He was an equities trader as well as a volunteer firefighter and present on that fateful day. After the plane struck, Wells called his mom to say that he was okay. He hung it up and headed directly for danger. Wells climbed up. He didn't climb down. He found a group, picked up one woman, carried her, and led the rest of them to the one stairwell that he had found that was safe. Wells carried one of these. He tied it around his face so that he could somewhat breathe, and he went back. He carried a red bandana because his daddy did. I carry this one because of our heritage of the mine wars and Mother Jones. Wells helped the next group, and then he said, "Everyone who can stand, stand now. If you can help someone, do so." Wells was able to help another group and then turned back and lost his life that day. So how does all this tie back to shit going sideways with city government? Well, in the same way that if we had been more prepared to deal with the events of September 11th, more people may have survived. If we had done the diligence of educating people on civics and how government works, we might not be in this mess that we are now. If we had engaged people, if we had made them feel empowered, that their voice mattered, we wouldn't be chasing our tail now. So we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of people to bring into the fold, make them feel like they're a part of things and that they're valuable. And that's what I'm trying to encourage here. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of maintenance too. You look at these objects behind me, all of these are derelicts from the past of how we turned our natural resources here in the state of West Virginia into profit for a small number of people. And that's exploitation. And it's the same way with city government. If we let a few people dictate the rules and not listen to the people, that's exploitation as well. So anyway, kids, that's all I got for you today. I want you to take care of yourselves. I want you to take care of your neighbors and do good for our community. We're all in this together. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.